Zdeslav was succeeded in a coup by Branimir in 879. Branimir might have been part of the Trpimirović dynasty, considering he is referred to as Prince of the Croats, but elsewhere he is also referred to as Prince of the Slavs, putting his familial status in perpetual limbo. But it also indicates that Croat might have become a mark of a ruler's legitimacy. The same year, he asked for and received a letter from Pope John VIII, blessing him and his people. This was a move to bolster his legitimacy in light of his unusual succession. But this letter was also a new papal practice. Similar letters were sent to rulers of Aquitania and Bulgaria. It shows the shattering of power of the Frankish Roman Empire, where the Pope is shaking off imperial influence, and smaller rulers are looking elsewhere for support, protection, and legitimacy. We know that, like his predecessor, Branimir gave land to the church and had churches and monasteries built. And like Trpimir, he went on a pilgrimage to Aquileia, where both their names were recorded. But along with Branimir came his wife, Maria, or if you prefer, Mary, who is the first known consort of a Croatian ruler. Around 892, Branimir died, and he was succeeded by Mutimir, Trpimir's other son, re-establishing the Trpimirović dynasty for a good long while. We know even less about Mutimir other than he might have fought a little bit with the Bulgarians and presided over a legal conflict within the church in Croatia. And of course, we are going to talk about the exciting bureaucratic church matter. The bishopric of Nin was created in the 860s to preside over the largest part of Croatia. It pushed back the borders of other bishoprics, thus causing administrative and legal problems. Bishop Theodosius of Nin attempted around 885 to also preside over the bishopric of Split after its bishop had died. He effectively attempted to become bishop of two bishoprics at once, which was a big clerical no-no. It was an attempt to administratively reunite them into the old church province of Salona. He almost got his way by exploiting the conflict between the Pope and the Patriarch of Aquileia, thus getting papal recognition, but we assume he died before things were actually settled, because around 892 Mutimir presides over a land dispute between the bishop's successors in the separate bishopric of Nin and separate bishopric of Split, so this conflict isn't over yet. Somewhere in between 900 to around 920, Mutimir was succeeded by Tomislav. Tomislav is considered the first king of Croatia because he is the first ruler that 19th century historians found records of being referred to with the Latin title Rex, or king, but it's often accepted that Croats already referred to their rulers as Kralj, that is to say king, or as the earliest mention shows, Kral, the word derived from the name of Charles the Great, that is to say Karl Magnus, Charlemagne. At the turn of the 10th century, nomadic Hungarian raiders threatened all of Europe. During Tomislav's reign, the raids threatened Croat territory, and the area between the Sava and Drava rivers became a contested area between the two forming kingdoms. Tomislav was an ally or autonomous vassal of the Byzantine emperor, with the title of consul, and with the overlordship over the coastal cities in the name of the Byzantine emperor. He came to the emperor's aid during the long war with the Bulgarian ruler Simeon the Great. Tomislav faced off and defeated the Bulgarian general Alga Botur in battle in 926. In 925 started the best documented episode of Tomislav's life, the Church Councils of Split. Remember that conflict of the bishops? This was its resolution. The Council of 925 was called to finally decide which of the bishops would be the legitimate archbishop and heir to the Archbishop of Salona, with Tomislav presiding over the meeting. The three who laid the most claim were Bishop John of Split, who argued that his seat had the greatest historical legitimacy. Bishop Formin of Zadar argued that his city was currently the biggest and most important. And Bishop Gregory of Nin argued that he should be chosen because his bishopric encompassed the most territory. The council in the end decided for the Bishop of Split for archbishop. The council also decided to ban Slavic Mass, a non-Latinic writing, which had spread to the area by the students of the famous missionary brothers Cyril and Methodus, and began to dominate among parts of the local clergy. Dissatisfied with the outcome, Bishop Gregory of Nîmes appealed to the Pope to reconsider, so a second council was called in 928. The 928 council decided that the bishopric of Nîmes would be dissolved because it lacked ancient legitimacy. Gregory was offered other bishoprics as compensation, but he refused until the Pope ordered him to take over the bishopric of Skradin. Bishop Gregory was later resurrected as a sort of hero for arguing for Slavic Mass and non-Latinic writing, his role being reinterpreted in the 19th and 20th century as pro-Croatian. That's why he has several large statues scattered across Croatia. Was touching his toe considered lucky? I have absolutely no idea.